Please welcome back to the program our friend Brent Butt. Hello. Young man. How are you, Brent? Brent Butt. Good. I'm all right. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Thank you. I would have done that again, but I was winded from the walk over. The one stand-up gag is all I have in me.
It's just one, that's it, no more walking.
I'm done.
Congratulations. Listen, it's hard to make a TV show, but it's really hard to get a movie made, man.
It's
really
tricky.
hard, and you've done it.
I did. I got a movie made. So from, thank you. So that's why I've been doing a stand-up tour that we called the Almost a Movie Star Tour, because we were very close to having the movie out. And when the movie comes out, we were joking, I'm either going to be a movie star or I'm going to be that guy who made a movie once.
That's right.
But I'm kind of good with either or. They're both good.
Listen, just be the guy that made a movie 4 times.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I like the way you think.
I was reading your blog, very funny, but there's this really nice, heartfelt, genuine post that you put up the day that you wrapped shooting No Clue. Just you remembered being a kid watching these films saying, I want to watch them, I want to make a movie one day, and here you are doing it.
I know.
Was the experience what you thought it might be?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, early on in my kind of showbiz career, there were a couple big events that I failed to pay attention to, and I've been kicking myself ever since. So since that time, I've made an effort of making a mental note of things that I think are cool.
What were the moments that you failed to take notice of?
The first time I performed at the Just for Laughs Festival, 2,000 people at the Saint Denis Theatre, and it's something that all comics shoot for, to do the Just for Laughs Festival. I have no memory of that. So there have been, ever since that day, I've made a point of, like, I got to throw out the first pitch at Wrigley Field. Yeah. I got to sing to Queen Elizabeth. These are moments that I now have burned in my mind.
Did you hit all the notes when you had to sing?
No, I don't hit the notes when I sing for anybody. So, but nobody expects me to be a singer. That's the good thing. But there was that moment when I was singing to Queen Elizabeth where she was looking at me and I was looking at her, and I almost cracked up because I imagined a thought bubble over both our heads saying, "How did I get here? Why am I here?"
With No Clue, it's this guy who is pretending to be it's your fish out of water story guy pretending to be something, often because in this case a beautiful young lady, but I wondered, for you being on a movie set and writing a film, if you could relate in a sense. It's like, wow, this isn't what I do, but here I am.
Yeah.
I can relate to this character in a very different way.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of me that always is that guy. There's a part of me that always goes, I hope people don't figure out that I don't know what I'm doing. Because I'm going to get the axe, right, as soon as that happens.
But everybody in this business feels that way.
Well, that's good to know. That's comforting.
Yeah, because...
Like, do you think that somebody might, even though your name is on the signs, they might come in, yoink, we got another guy, Ivan Stroumboulopoulos here.
Yeah. Dude, all the time. And you go through the first year where you tell everybody you don't care, but you actually care. And then you get to a point, hopefully, of some sort of Zen mindfulness where you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm here. You have your moments. You must have felt that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always that, but it's always that, it's a balance. I find I go back and forth. Like, between those moments where it's kind of like fascinating and, oh, no, I get to do this thing and I don't really know what I'm doing, really, but it's fun and exciting. And that's balanced with the actual due diligence that's required to get up from 6 a.m., start writing a script, at 8 a.m., start editing another, then start rehearsing scenes for the ones you're acting, and just putting your head down, plowing through and doing the work.
So you've been able to pull up the stand-up thing and it works well for you in TV and film. Is it comic books next?
I've done the comic book thing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, there's the old existing Earth. This is issue 2. There's 1 and 2 of a short-lived, pure 18-year-old testosterone hormonal, a couple of hot chicks with an axe and a sword and not wearing a lot of clothes and fighting demons. That's what that is.
Stick around, more with Brent Butt right after this.
Yeah, let's do an airbrush artist named Harry.
Coming up, if you run into Brett and wonder, where do I know you from? He's prepared.
X-Files.
What do you remember from your day on the X-Files?
X-Files. Well, first of all, I remember when my agent called and said, yeah, they want you to do this part, because I'd auditioned for it. I was a fan of the X-Files, and I thought I would love to, you know, we knew that they weren't coming back for another season. That was in season 5. Season 6 was going to be the last, so I wanted to get on that show. So I remember getting the call. They want you to do it. And the second thing I remember is that scene when the little vampire kid, when I turn around and I do the scared face, like this. It was the most awkward thing ever in my career because they got the cameras, but this far from your face, right? And the director's going, no, more scared, be more scared. And for like, what was that, like a second and a half?
Yeah.
It was about 4 minutes of me doing that.
You get to bring versions of that face back for no clue, though, right? You got to be scared.
But you get to see, that's a little glimpse of the old crooked teeth me. Like these babies are all, I bought these before Corner Gas, right?
Right.
These front 6 ones, they used to be the crazy wolf boy teeth.
Right.
And so there's old clips of me doing stand-up where you see the crazy wolf boy. I could bite through a telephone pole teeth, right?
You just decided, listen, I got my own TV show. I need to clean this face up.
Well, it was I always wanted to, never had the cash.
Yeah.
And the second thing was when we were about to go do Corner Gas, I said, I don't want to be on TV every week with a mouth load of crazy chiclets, right? I want to get at least a normal set of choppers. So
Right.
5 crowns, 1 veneer.
You've had enough time after Corner Gas now. Is the time away from it what you thought it would be?
Kind of. I mean, it feels right. I always thought, I hope that when we finished doing Corner Gas, because I was the one who pulled the plug on it, I was always hoping that, you know, 2 years down the road, I wouldn't be regretting. And there's never been a second of regret. It really feels like it was the right time, and it was just too special to me to let it die on the vine. I didn't want to see it get old and weak and tired, and I just wanted it to always be a good show. That's what people, you know, and it's on 3 times a day now. I'm the new Gilligan. I'm Canada's Gilligan. Hello, everybody. So it's out there.
What word do you like saying over and over again?
Can I swear right now?
Yeah.
I love to say the word horse. I don't know what it is. There's something about that phrase. It's better than bullshit because bullshit's too ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Horse means you're mean what you're saying there. But it's also, you can offhand, this is horse.
You get to say horse. You didn't get to say horse Corner Gas.
That's right.
Yeah.
People think now, because Corner Gas, I don't know, I have a reputation. I usually work pretty clean as a stand-up, but now people, I go on stage and there's like a 4-year-old looking up at me, and I'm like, you know, I'm not Gwar, but I'm not the Doodle Bops, you know. Don't be bringing your 4-year-old to the...
I'm not Gwar.
I'm somewhere between Gwar and Doodle Bops. I don't know what that would be.
It would be Brent Butt. That's what it would be. You get a non-urgent email from a friend. How long is it before they get a reply?
Yeah, that's a long one. I communicate mainly with Twitter now. Like, if you're not talking to me on Twitter, we're not that close.
So someone recognizes you on the street in that really, truly beautiful Canadian way. They look at you and say, where do I know you from?
Yeah, that happens.
What do you say?
I often say, you and I were married briefly in the 80s. That's what I like to tell people.
That's such a good answer. You're in this interesting place now where you are in the territory of how do you get Canadians to watch Canadian films. Being on CTV, CBC, Global, there is a built-in audience, we hope. They'll turn it on. Now it's the new conversation. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a tough call. You got to get people out of their house and come down to the theater and shell out money to see this thing. It's kind of, I feel like there's kind of like a promise that I've made with people that if you take the time and if you're willing to come along with me, I will do everything that my guts allow me to do to entertain you. Mm-hmm. And that's what No Clue is from the moment. We didn't want to make a dour art house film. You know, we do that enough in Canada. Yeah. Good for you. We got a lot of that. I wanted to make a movie that was fun, entertaining, engaging, thrilling at times. And so that's kind of I don't know if I can give you a promise. I'm not going to give you your money back if you go and hate the movie. But I promise we've done everything we can to make this an entertaining movie.
So he's, to some he's Gilligan, but to us he's right between Gwar and the Doodle Bops. And you have to go see his film if you can make it available to yourself. March the 7th is when it's in theaters. It's called No Clue. It's Brent Butt, everybody. We'll be right back.
Thanks, buddy. Fantastic.
We're going to get